Hello, I'm Danny, and we're going to talk about upgrading to the Metaquest 3 today. If you're thinking about jumping onto the VR bandwagon, or you're upgrading for something like this creature, I have a recommendation for you, and that is yes, you should definitely upgrade to the Metaquest 3. Let me just say this. Here is what I had for the last couple years. This is the HTC Vive. It's got the wireless setup on it, and in order to get this thing to work, I had to install these motion capture devices here. I also had to have this extremely expensive PC with a dongle inside of it that has this little motion infrared detector right here. And that's all so that I could just look through this thing in this tiny room. Well, let me just say this. I was a little hesitant to think that this cheap headset here could do better than this. You know, I invested a ton of money, but I've got to say this thing has, for pixel ratios, it has 1080 by 1200 pixels per eye, and this guy has over 2000 pixels per eye. Needless to say, that screen door effect that kind of people say looks bad is completely gone on the Metaquest 3. So I was a little peeved that this thing is actually significantly better, in my opinion, than the Vive. So what I want to share with you today are some of the things I learned about upgrading to the Metaquest 3 and if it's worth you upgrading to this in VR as well. So let's go over the talking points. Firstly, the price to performance is great on the Metaquest 3. I was thinking my $3,000 PC would have it beat, but it really doesn't. Going from the HTC Vive to the Metaquest 3 is like going from standard def to high definition. You can finally read text. Seeing that the Metaquest 3 doesn't have earbuds or headphones on it, I was a little concerned about the audio. But it turns out these little projectile speaker things that shoot straight into your eardrum actually sound pretty good. When you get close to the mic, you can really hear the proximity effect take over. It's actually hard to hear people when you have this headset on. The thing that really sold me on this headset though is the augmented reality. Ah! Oh, Jesus Christ! If you've ever wanted to fight a half-naked man inside of the privacy of your own living room, well, augmented reality is probably the only way you should ever do that. It's also nice to know that your overzealous punch won't go careening through your expensive OLED TV. It's also the first time I've ever played VR and not become immediately nauseous. The vestibular system that I have is finally in agreement with what my eyeballs are seeing because it's live. They go right through you? I'm sorry, Mochi. Oh, I'm sorry, Mochi. One of the most promising titles I played was Lego Brick Tales that literally just lets you play with Legos in your living room or wherever you are, and it's incredible. There's a rainforest in front of me. You just have to experience it to get the same dumb smile on your face that I have here. Another miraculous marvel about this headset is that it can actually do hand tracking without any gloves or anything. It just literally looks at your hands and it knows what you're trying to do, and it's accurate. It actually hits the buttons on time. I don't know how they did this, and it's pretty incredible that you can do it without gloves or some sort of assisted device. Also, it can draw the boundaries in your room by itself. I can't tell you what a pain it is to have to draw your boundaries manually. The fact that it does this automatically means that you can get to playing very quickly. One thing I'm still wondering about is what the heck the Metaverse actually is. I haven't seen a lot of stuff come out except for this Horizon Worlds, in which I basically went to a fake McDonald's and played with pretend employees who gave me a cookie and a shake.
Would you like a shake? And
a shake?
Yeah. Okay.
What's going on with that kid over there?
Forward,
I'm not very impressed by this one. It's basically the same as Chat VR. Overall, the Metaquest 3 is a great value, but they did skimp on one thing, and that is the head strap. Now, the head strap actually works just fine, honestly. A lot of people complain about it. I didn't find it that big of a deal. But I was a little annoyed to find out that they have a massively upgraded head strap with 2 extra hours of battery in it, but you've got to fork out another $130. So that's kind of lame. But one of the most redeeming things about this entire setup is that the Metaquest 3 has the ability to play the games off of my Steam library. I use Steam Link and I can get access to all of my VR games to play on the Metaquest 3 with better visuals. That means I don't have to repurchase my entire Walkabout DLC series of games, like the highly coveted Labyrinth level that I have that I absolutely adore. Overall, I am actually smitten with the Metaquest 3. I really didn't want to jump on the Metaquest train, but damn it, it's good. It's actually really good. So if you're watching this and you like my review, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate the feedback. I've got affiliate links here below that will greatly help out the channel by funding my next review. So thanks so much for watching, and I will hopefully not see you in VR chat.
Like someone I met before.
Now you can be your very own McDonald's employee. Maybe one day we can both be shirtless in my living room punching each other and having a great time doing it while not punching through our OLED TVs. So until next time, I'll see you later. Bye. Oh, you're going to have to play this, Siobhan. Okay, I think I can hang. There's a hook here. Oh, no.